Now, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. And
It is, but we follow along. But
yep, we follow along.
Right.
What I want to know, and I could not after I was accused of being wrong, I could not find anybody to answer me out of Houston or had anything to say to me out of Houston. What role will mission control, not ISS control, we all know that, what role will mission control have in any flights of American astronauts until we have another spaceship?
Well, they have the same role essentially they have today. They'll follow along the Soyuz launch, coordinate with the Russian team, and support in that sense. But it's not actual control and communications with the vehicle as it is with the shuttle today.
But Gerst, you're telling me you will have people inside mission control over there monitoring this flight?
Yeah, we do today. You know, we're getting ready to go launch a Soyuz next week. In fact, I'm going to be going over to Russia on Sunday. There's a team in Moscow that sits in Korolev, a U.S. team that sits there and monitors along with the Russian control team. They follow along with the ascent checklist. It's not as involved as it is when we're running a shuttle flight. They're not sending the commands. They're not issuing the direct orders to the crew, but they're following along kind of in flight, following mode, just for general awareness to make sure that things are going on correctly. And that stays the same as we continue on.
So what you're saying is that the mission control will be manned to monitor these flights when we have American astronauts flying. After you fly the last shuttle. I shouldn't say we. I'm not flying anything.
As
but anyway.
As part of the ISS team, yes.
Okay. Now, also, I used the term on the air that we've spent $10 billion on the Constellation program. I was chastised for using that term, and I checked it out with headquarters, and headquarters tells me that you've spent $9.4 billion. Also, what I was saying when I said it on the air, there's $2.5 billion in the President's proposal to shut down Constellation. That does not correlate with the contractors' shutdown price and their contracts they have with NASA. That amounts to $5 to $6 billion. I talked to the people in charge of this at NASA headquarters, and they told me straight off, yeah, there's going to be probably litigation here. We don't know how much it's going to cost, but your figures are correct. So I said to them, if I used the term on the air, that it would cost $12 to $16 billion to finish out the Constellation program, would I be on money? Would I be correct? And they said you'd be right on the money. Now, the question, Gerst, if you can help us on this. If it costs us $6 billion to shut down Constellation, why wouldn't that buy us an Ares 1 rocket? Finished.
You ought to talk to headquarters.
Yeah, we'll have to. I don't think there's anybody here who can properly address it.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to do my best job reporting, and I don't like it when I'm challenged on things that I know that I've got facts on. Okay, that's all.
And you should just consult with the Constellation program, and headquarters would be a better source than myself.
Told me that.
Okay.
They told me that.
Okay.
My question is, if we spent $9.4 billion, we're going to spend another $6-point-something billion to shut it down. Why don't we buy a rocket with that? You can finish Ares 1 unless anybody wants to challenge me on it.
Let's go to Houston. We have some questions waiting there. Johnson Space Center in Houston.
Yes, Gina Sinceri, ABC News. This is for John Shannon. John, I'm looking for kind of a more consumer-friendly liberal arts way to explain the